Welcome to the MagiReco News. I'm MagiReco, the Rosellum. I was gonna do a joke here, but I kind of fell asleep while I was trying to come up with one. Our top story today, let's sleep on it a little bit, because we have this new gacha right here, and this new gacha is a very special gacha, okay? So we need to talk about this. This is a rate up gacha that has these four as rate ups. These are the natural fours that are going to be rate up for this. We have Kyoko, Sayaka, Madoka, and Mami. They're going to be rate up. There's also going to be some rate-ups for some low-rated characters like Yachio, Tsuruno, Felicia, Sana. They're going to be in here. And then it's going to be 3 rate-up Memoria. These are limited Memoria, so after this gacha, you're not going to be able to get them anymore until, rerun. How good are these Memoria? In case you wanted to know about if you should draw for this. Well, the first one has ailment resistance down to all enemies for 3 turns, which I think is actually pretty darn good. And I think it also tries to stun all enemies. Yeah, that's all. So this one is actually pretty good if you're trying to play like a sort of like a Status ailment team. I wonder who that is. Then we also have this right here, which is a passive that gives like damage up and charge disc damage up. Yeah, so not charge up, but charge disc damage up. It makes your charge discs hit harder, but doesn't actually, like for example, increase your charged blasts. So this one is okay. This is pretty okay. And then we have this one right here, which is just attack up, defense up, and chance to evade, which is like, whatever. So overall, apart from this one, which can be pretty good if you're playing a CS M team, they're, for the most part, not actually that great. But you do get, once again, another Pearl Magical Quintet gacha, basically, without Homura, because she's limited, and I'm not going to put limited characters in your door. Then we also have some, I think you get some coins for this, some special coins that you can use for something, but what for? Oh, we will find out. And not just Mitama coins, I can get Mitama coins, but those Mitama coins can be used for something special. Now to go back here, so here's everyone's favorite character, Hotaru, in this new event. You guys know Hotaru, right? It's right there. So, I don't know who the fuck this is, but you can get her. Why? Because you might be thinking, oh, I just had the anniversary, I don't have gems for this. She's welfare. She's the first low rarity character in a really long time, maybe I think in over a year that we've last had a low rarity character as welfare, so, or just in general a low rarity character, so, cool. That's a thing. Was Minu, was she low rarity? I don't actually remember. I think she was Foster, and then Isa Bowles as well. So yeah, it's like the first low character in a long time. We need to talk about her, but also she has an event. Now this event is an event type that we've only seen once before, and this event type is the event type the same that we had with the Shizoku event. And I don't mean the accomplished event, I mean the other one, the most recent one, where she talked to all her friends who later had, some accidents. It was called the Staring Sentimentally event or something like that, where basically, here's how it goes. You do your everyday missions, okay? Like do 10 battles or whatever, but on top of that, you're gonna get event missions, okay? And you do these event missions, we don't know exactly what they're gonna be, but they're probably gonna be something very simple, like kill 20 enemies or whatever. And when you do these event missions, you unlock stages of the story, right? So you unlock the story, the more of these missions that you do, so, and that's basically what this entire event is. That's basically this entire event. You just do these missions and that's just all you do. So there's no gameplay stuff that you would see in like a tower or whatever. There's no event stages like challenge or EX or whatever. It really is just these random missions that you do. So I guess other than that, you don't really have anything to do in the game, which is fine, because in 2 days we have Magia Day, which we're gonna have a whole bunch of stuff that's gonna be announced during Magia Day, and that's gonna be the big stuff. So I guess up until Magia Day, they're just gonna like play it really slow, which is understandable. Now you can still play normal stages, like if you play story stages or like, it says it right here, like main story, another story, like any of the normal stages during this, you also on top of that get some currency that you can just straight up go into the shop with. So you're basically just gonna do the same thing you usually do whenever there's no event running. You just play some story stuff, maybe do some Yachan Dojo, play some Horse Dojo, whatever you want to do. And then you go into a shop. Now what's in the shop? Well, she's in the shop, as well as her slots and like a Destiny crystals and stuff. So you get her stuff in the shop. And before we talk about her, what else is in the shop? Pajamas. You get pajamas for all the main characters, for the PMHQ with Moemura, and not for Nagisa because he's on PMHQ, and for Team Mikazuki. They're all getting pajama versions. Now there are some pajamas already in the game. in the game file. So for example, this right here, for example, this was from the swimsuit Homura event. There was like this, it was like part of the story where you saw her in loungewear. Now, this is mentioned as loungewear, and it's unobtainable currently. So this is mentioned as loungewear. The pajama right here that we're gonna get from the event shop and from the Mitama coins, it was the important one. You can also buy some of these Mitama coins from the gacha. They're specifically called pajama, so it's possible they're still the same, they just changed the name, but it's also possible these are like different costumes, but it's possible that it's these, you know, so I don't know. But now to actually talk about, you know, whoever the fuck this is. So this is Hotaru, and she's gonna be a very important character. Why? Because of one thing, but we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get ahead of ourselves. She's a heal type with stats that are actually not that bad, specifically the defense part. 2 Excelis, 2 Blasters, whatever. She gives like attack up or whatever. And no, this is actually, no, this is attack up. Let me make sure I get the correct stuff. She gives attack up. She gives HP restore. I mean, she's a healer after all. Her SE actives heals her to full, but gives her attack down, which I think is funny. I like more events, I have more effects that have some really good upsides, but some really big downsides as well. I think that's funny. We would like to see the cooldown of that, because this is like if this is like a low cooldown ability, this is really cool. And then what else do we have? We have anti-debuff, so she gets a debuff shield for 1 debuff, so the first time you use first aid, which is what this is called, you don't actually get the attack down, which is also cool. Synergy with herself, kind of. And then she also has forest attribute damage cut, because she wants to be super duper tanky against forest damage, which is okay. And then she also regenerates HP to herself every turn. Cool. Okay, here's the one thing I skipped though. The Magia. The Magia does the following. It just damages all enemies. It gives HP regen to the entire party. And it gives MP regen to the entire party, which is pretty important because there's only 2 other characters in the entire game that give MP regen on Magia. And Jun only gives it to herself. So there's only 1 other character in the entire game that gives MP regen to everyone, which is Mayu. And here's the thing about Mayu, is that she's one of the 3 best characters currently in Kimochi. In Magia focused Kimochi, she's one of the best 3 characters in the entire game. The other 2 being Madoka and Madoka Niroha. And the only reason I'm Madoka Niroha in there is because, you know, the Madoka half of that part, with the MP restore on Magia and Doppel rather. So that's pretty good. That the only reason why Mayu was so good was MP regen, but now we're getting the same effect on a low rarity character that everyone gets, because this is a welfare character. So dang, that's pretty good. We don't know how much MP regen you get from this, because they didn't write down any numbers next to this, not even Roman numerals. They just said, you know, some MP regen. So depending on how much this is, this could actually be really good for some low rarity players that want to do Kimochi and still do some decent damage, because this can seriously give you a lot of MP, and that's really good. That's really good. So that's pretty nice. So you might have told, might have noticed that I'm a bit sleepy today, and it's because I just got up and did this stuff, and I thought that, you know what, since this is all about sleeping, maybe it would be, I mean, it's just on target if I do this a little bit sleepy as well. So that was that. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.